Have you ever walked into your backyard in November? Looked at your garden and thought, that's it, everything's dead? What if I told you that thought alone could be costing you weeks, even months of extra harvest? Here's the shocker. Your Zone 6 garden is not done for the year. In fact, November might secretly be one of the best times to plant certain crops that thrive in cold soil, stay sweet after frost, and come back stronger when spring arrives. Most people pack away their tools too early, but the smart gardener? They're just getting started. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what you can still plant in Zone 6 right now, how to protect it from frost, and the simple winter prep tricks pros use to keep their gardens alive long after the first freeze. Before we get to the frost protection secrets, yes, there's still time, and the soil still has life left in it. You just have to choose the right plants. The first star of the show is garlic. This is the perfect month to plant garlic cloves because they love to overwinter in cold soil. Plant them a few inches deep, cover with rich compost, and they'll quietly establish roots before the ground fully freezes. Come spring, they'll explode with growth stronger and bigger than if you'd planted them in spring. Next up is onions, particularly overwintering varieties like Walla Walla or candy onions. These can handle a little cold, and when planted now, they get a head start for an early summer harvest. Another winner is spinach. It's surprisingly frost tolerant. Sow it directly in the soil or in a cold frame, and it'll grow slowly through winter, giving you early greens as soon as the weather starts to warm again. Then there's Kale, one of the toughest vegetables you can grow. Frost doesn't hurt it. It actually improves its flavor, making it sweeter. If you can get some Kale seedlings in the ground before a hard freeze, they'll hold through winter and bounce back in spring. Carrots are another great option. Plant them in loose soil and cover with thick mulch. They'll stay crisp underground for weeks, even after frost hits. And if you want a quick win, plant radishes and arugula. These two grow incredibly fast and can handle chilly nights without a problem. Now here's a fun one most people overlook: cover crops like winter rye or crimson clover. They're not just for farmers. Planting a cover crop in November helps protect your soil, add nutrients, and prevent erosion during the harsh months. When you till them in come spring, they'll enrich your soil naturally. So, yes, Zone 6 gardening in November isn't about ending the season. It's about extending it strategically. But here's the catch: planting the right crops isn't enough. You need to know how to protect them because that first frost is closer than you think. What if I told you the difference between a garden that dies and a garden that thrives all winter comes down to one thing: how you treat your soil? Most gardeners throw up a few covers and hope for the best, but that's not real frost protection. The real secret lies in insulation, not for your plants, but for your soil. Think of it this way: your garden's roots are like sleeping children. They don't need heat, they need a blanket. That blanket is mulch. In November, mulch becomes your garden's best defense. Spread 3 to 4 inches of straw, shredded leaves, or even pine needles around your plants. This layer traps warmth, keeps moisture steady, and stops the freeze-thaw cycles that literally push roots out of the ground and kill them. Now remember that garlic we planted earlier? Here's one of the biggest mistakes beginners make: they plant garlic and forget to mulch it. When the ground freezes and thaws, it pushes the cloves up, leaving them exposed to the cold. Come spring, nothing grows, and they wonder why. So always mulch your garlic. The same goes for carrots, onions, and Kale. Mulching doesn't just protect, it feeds your soil too. As it breaks down over winter, it releases organic nutrients that make next year's soil richer. And here's a bonus: a good mulch layer can actually extend your growing season. Wrap your lettuce or spinach beds with mulch around the edges, and you'll be shocked how long they stay green. But let's pause for a moment because I know what you're thinking. What about composting? Doesn't everything just freeze? That's the question almost every beginner asks. And this is where the third part of your winter garden magic begins. Composting doesn't stop in winter. It just slows down. You might not see steam rising or piles breaking down fast, but trust me, nature's still working quietly. The trick is giving your compost a little help. Keep adding materials even in cold months: kitchen scraps, shredded leaves, and coffee grounds. The key is to chop them small so microbes can still do their job even in chilly conditions. Another great tip: move your compost bin to a sunny spot during winter. The extra warmth helps microbes stay active. And cover your compost pile with a tarp or straw to lock in heat. Think of it like putting a jacket on your compost. You're keeping the process alive. By early spring, when most people are just starting to thaw their bins, yours will already be rich, dark, and ready to use. That means you'll hit the ground running in March while everyone else is still waiting. It's a big one because your potted plants are in danger right now, whether you realize it or not. Unlike in ground plants, pots have zero insulation. The cold hits them from every direction, and once the soil in those pots freezes, the roots are gone. So, how do you protect them? Simple, practical tricks that anyone can do. First, move all your pots close together. Cluster them near a wall or fence where they get some wind protection and a bit of radiant heat. Second, wrap the pots. Burlap, blankets, even bubble wrap, it all works. You're not trying to keep them warm, you're just slowing down how fast they lose heat. And here's a little known tip: elevate your pots using bricks or wooden boards. When pots sit directly on concrete, the cold travels straight up into the roots, freezing them. Lifting them creates a small air gap that helps prevent that. Lastly, water before freeze. Moist soil retains heat better than dry soil. It's a trick many pros use. Water acts like a short-term heater for your roots. Combine these simple actions, and your potted herbs, flowers, and even small shrubs will come back strong once spring hits. So let's bring everything together. Zone 6 gardening in November isn't about quitting, it's about adapting. You've learned the late-season crops you can still plant right now: garlic, onions, spinach, kale, carrots, radishes, arugula, and even cover crops. You know the secret to protecting them lies in soil insulation with mulch. You know, composting can stay active with a little warmth and patience. And you know how to protect your potted plants from freezing damage? Now imagine a few months from now. Snow is melting, and while everyone else is just beginning to prepare their gardens, you're already harvesting early greens and watching garlic shoots break through the soil. That's the power of a winter-ready garden. That's what happens when you stop treating November as the end and start seeing it as the beginning of something smarter. If you found even one new tip in this guide that opened your eyes, hit that like button, share this video with another gardener, and subscribe for more weekly Zone 6 gardening secrets. Because next week, we're diving into early winter greenhouse hacks that'll blow your mind. Remember, frost doesn't kill a true gardener's spirit, it only challenges it. And now you've got everything you need to win that challenge.